提供でお送りします。
Greetings, I am Dominic Bytes. Welcome to another episode of Byte Club Cinema. And sorry for the I think it was on my end. My computer has been a bit laggy lately. I think I need to reboot it. So it looks like that was affecting the file loading. So I think that was on my end, just because my computer's been a bit laggy. So, whoops. And so much for getting that premiere. But yes, it's a new transition with like the sponsor segment stuff. I've got, I changed the Dragon's Treasure ad. Now it features Dominique in the cup of coffee. You know, one of these days, maybe you can get Dominique flavored coffee. I think that'd be funny. Today we're going to watch Animal Farm. Woohoo, the classic. This is the 1954 animated movie, Animal Farm. This is my favorite adaptation. There's a more recent one from the 90s that TNT did, which is kind of like, the kind of done the style of Babe or Lion King, that kind of thing, like the realistic looking animals. That one's okay too, but I like the animated one. The animated one to me, is my childhood one, so it's the one I'm most attached to. And of course, joining me here is Diesel.
How's it going?
Yeah. Now, let's see. So, have you ever read Animal Farm or seen any of the adaptations for it, Diesel?
I have not. My school did not expose us to Animal Farm.
That's interesting. So, yeah, Animal Farm is one of those. I read it on my own. But it was also, I think it was 9th grade English is where we read it in class. Now, another popular one is 1984. Were you ever required to read 1984?
Nope. The most we had done, which was just as a class, was Elie Wiesel's Night, and I can't remember the other one, but it's where the quote "Stay Golden Pony Boy" comes from. I don't remember what book that was.
I think I know that one. Also,
the Jocks and the Greasers and shit like that.
Yeah. I think I read that one in like 7th grade English. Yeah. Also we got Pop, we got Dark Red, we got Ginger. Hey, thank you. We got a lot of people showing up.
And Freak the Mighty. Those are like the 3 ones that we had kind of read together.
Okay. Also, thank you. I've got, let's see, I think I got 2 new followers, so many thanks to Reaper Killer 97. I think I may have already shouted them out before, but I'll shout them out again. Many thanks for Reaper Killer 97 for the follow, and let's see, Big Aditha, thank you very much for the follow. Yay. One glitchy intro. Why would you clip that? Jeez, okay. Alright, sure. I really clipped that, yeah, I guess. But yeah, that was just technical difficulties. Now, as per usual for this Byte Club Cinema, I'm not streaming it on YouTube. I'm also not streaming on joystick. Unless Diesel and I watch something on the sexier side of the spectrum, I'm probably not going to stream Byte Club Cinema with a joystick because it underperforms there anyway. So why bother? But if we watch something that's more like R-rated or something like that, sure, yeah, I'll include joystick. But for right now, I think Twitch, Kick, and Rumble will be the 3 places I will stream Byte Club Cinema, and I'll take a pass on the others. Yeah, there you go. 30 streams in a row. Jeez. Okay. Wow. That is a tremendous streak, Dark Red. Wow. Holy cow, man. That's really awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Man, I never thought I would have someone like my stream so much they show up with 30 of them in a row. That's crazy. Thank you. Having actually consistent fans and stuff like that, that's really cool. And that's actually what I started. That's actually kind of what I wanted, was just like, I just want just let people like hang out and talk to. So thank you. But yeah, Animal Farm, 1984. these are very common with high school. I didn't have 84 assigned in school, though I did read it. I read it on my own. Well, the high school, it's a good one. George Orwell, very good writer. I definitely recommend Animal Farm and 84. I was always recommend those. They are two of the great dystopian novels. I will put them alongside Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Another really good one. Very different take on dystopia, but also very worth reading. The TV show is trash. Avoid it. The 1984 movie with William Hurt, excellent. We saw V for Vendetta together. The reason William Hurt is cast as the dictator in V for Vendetta is actually a nod to his role in the 1984 movie for me. So we'll probably watch that movie here at some point. It's a pretty good adaptation. It's not bad. Then of course, yeah, Brave New World, Planet of the Apes, interestingly. So Odyssey of the Planet of the Apes, original movie with Charlton Heston, which is more like a sci-fi action or sci-fi, not thriller. I don't know. It's like a science fiction drama kind of piece. But the original book is very different. Planet of the Apes, the book by Pierre Boulet, is actually also a dystopia book. And it is a dystopia in very much the same vein as Brave New World. So that's one. The book is very different from the movie, but it's also good. Like, they're both good. It's one of those where the movie takes a completely different direction, but it's also great. And the book's very different, but also great. And they're both really good. They're just different. Yeah. But Planet of the Apes is a solid dystopia. A lot of people read Lord of the Flies. That's another very common one that people will read. That one's okay. The way they always remember about Lord of the Flies is it's been disproven because we've actually had grade school boys end up stranded on an island. I think this is a number of years back. And they all got along, like they worked together to survive, and they did just fine. There was no brutal killing or anything like that. They were okay. So, so we know that Lord of the Flies is not in any way realistic. However, it's not meant to be realistic. It is meant to as a political allegory. So there is that. The author was going for allegory over realism. So, but I would say 1984 and Animal Farm are more horrifying because they are actually realistic, because they do very much predict things that can happen. Same with V for Vendetta. You know, the V for Vendetta movies always scary because you can always see the groundwork for that kind of thing building up here with time. But yeah, so great. Hey, so this is going to be your first exposure to Animal Farm. That's awesome. As this anime movie, it's really great. It's not widescreen, as a heads up for people. I believe it was a made-for-TV movie. Here, let me actually, you know what, I should have pulled up the info here. Okay, here we go. So this was, let's see, yeah, so made in 1954. And it was, they actually purchased it from George Orwell's widow. So that's cool. Oh, they did put it in theaters. Oh, okay, now that was made for TV. But no, they did put it in theaters. They didn't do so hot in theaters, interestingly. But this was a staple for classroom use, which I definitely understand. This is quite good. Let's see. It is interesting the CIA funded the movie. So normally when the CIA funds something, it sucks. But no, this is good. This is a good one. Let's see. Oh, okay, and they actually, they made it, in Britain. So this is a British produced, cartoon. That's interesting. I don't know what studio did this. Hold on. So it was directed by John Hallis and Joy Batchelor. But, oh wow, yeah, so it's just like, yeah, it's not even really attached to any like major studios or anything. They just they got like some Disney people involved, and there you go. Yeah. Let's see. If I ever get trapped in the middle of the forest, I'm lasting for only 25 years. What? What about you, Red? How long you lasting in the forest? I don't even think I'll last a couple of minutes. I think I could last a little bit. I know a few basic things. Main thing is, I have a lot of theoretical knowledge on survival. My practical experience is very low, so that would be my biggest. I would be making a lot of mistakes as I go. But I mean, I do have a few things. You know, I've got a good knife. I've got a good camping knife. I do have, you know, I know how to make fire and fire starter. I'd have to learn it. I haven't actually like done it, but I know the basics of it. So, yeah, maneuvering a few survival tricks here and there. But yeah, I mainly like practical sprints. So it'd be interesting how I fare. Not looking forward to it. Oh, right. Oh man, yeah, you can tell my system's a little laggy when I change seeds and stuff. Yeah, that's my computer. So I'm probably gonna have to reboot my system here after this. Oh, very annoying. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Alright, so usual caveats here, pod. If you watch this live, get to hear the audio. If you're watching the pod, no you don't. Gets copyright. I believe it's still copyrighted. Let's see, there is a Massacre video, because copyright. Subtitles are on though. I did load up some subtitles. So we've got that. There'll be timer as well, so you can follow along. It's not a long movie, it's only 70-some minutes. So it's not a very long production, so it should be over pretty quick. What year are we watching this movie? So this is the 1954 Animal Farm. Yeah, this is not the one from the 1990s. Now, also, the reason we are watching this is they're only making this movie. There will be on May 1st, at the time of this recording, on May 1st, 2026, they're going to release a new Animal Farm. I think we discussed a little bit. They turned this movie into a Seth Rogen comedy production. So Diesel, as you're watching this, keep in mind that this is being redone as a Seth Rogen comedy vehicle. And you tell me just how appropriate you think that is when we get to the end. So just keep that in the back of your mind. What a horrible thing is coming down the horizon. So, oh man, I hate it so much. As Seth Rogen comedy vehicles weren't bad enough. One plus side, by the way, through Mario sequel I did hear, there's no Donkey Kong in the second Mario movie. So there is no Seth Rogen in the second Mario. That is already a huge improvement over the first.
If I remember correctly, Seth Rogen wrote Sausage Party, right?
Correct. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
I know the movie is bad. I enjoy it because it's so fucking over the top and so bad that it circles to being funny.
I've considered it for Byte Club Cinema just because I've heard how bad it is, but I'll think about it. We'll think about it. We'll see. You would research it. I would find enjoyment considering I don't mind bad movies. It's not a good movie. I like it because of how bad and over the fucking top it is. Okay, well, I mean, if you wouldn't mind it, like, I have been morbidly curious about it. Like, I consider most of the stuff made by Seth Rogen be abhorrent. The jokes aren't that fucking good or anything like that. It's just,
it's just the concept and the execution and the fact that it's meant to be kind of serious, but also kind of not.
Mm-hmm.
It gets into the weird thing of, again, a so bad it kind of becomes good. The best way I can put it.
What the heck is going on?
At least for me, because you also have to view it as a don't take it seriously at all, fucking turn your brain off sort of slop. Because it's just raunchy humor for the sake of being raunchy.
Yeah. Hold on one sec. Let me try.
Because I have seen it. I even heard they made a fucking TV show about it. But
yes, I heard about the TV show. Apparently, it's even worse than the movie. Like some of the jokes in there are really bad. Apparently, all right, hold on. I need to close some tabs here. Perhaps maybe that'll help. But I'm noticing that even like here on OBS, I'm getting fits and starts on my end, which is not good. I can tell you that.
Yeah, so, but pretty well, you got to go into that movie knowing that it's going to be a bunch of raunchy sex jokes for the sake of being raunchy and having sex jokes that are supposed to be surprising.
Yeah, it's Seth Rogen doesn't know how to write anything except lowbrow, and he's doing Animal Farm. Yeah, I'm sure it'll perfectly encapsulate George Orwell's intended political metaphor. I'm sure. I've now. Okay, now I keep calling it Seth Rogen piece. The actual director is Andy Serkis, who played Gollum in Lord of the Rings. That's who's actually directing that abomination. But Seth Rogen is like the lead, so I would think that he probably had a fairly major hand, unfortunately, in the writing. But oh my goodness. Actually, you know what? When we're done with this, I may grab the trailer, for it, and just so we can watch the abomination that is the Animal Farm trailer. It's universally hated. I should say, like, everyone who sees that trailer has got a voice saying, "Oh my God, what the hell are you doing? Don't release this." So it's actually fascinating, like how bipartisanly hated the remake is. Okay, so I'm probably here. Let me just try closing this entirely here. I'm just gonna turn this off. Hold on. Just one sec before we get going, because I don't want the movie itself to get impacted by these fits and starts. This is getting bad. Oh, just one sec. Sorry for the on-the-fly tech thing. I'm just like, I'm a little worried here. Okay, close that. Come on. Go on, Peter. You can do it. Come on. You got this. You got the system. Come on. Ease. Whatever's stressing my computer must be really bad.
It'd be all the porn you have on it.
Hey, no, I before I stream, I always close my porn tabs. I've seen too many streamers get caught by, like, suddenly, porn pops up on their screen and it gets them canceled. So, I'm actually very careful about that.
Fucking videos running in the back right now.
No, I mean, that's more normal. But no, I'm very careful with how I manage my tabs, especially when streaming. I'm sensitive on leaking personal stuff. All right, I should be okay. All right, are you all set to start?
Yep, ready to go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Louise de Rochemont, okay. As there's no, like, big name studio attached to this, like, how the heck? Why did it just freeze up?
Fuck.
Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Alright. I guess it's true. I guess I have to load the file. Alright.
Alright. Hopefully not a sign of things to come.
Hopefully not.
A memorable fable. Oh boy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just have to close this whole thing entirely. Ouch. Alright. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that helps.
Alright. Amazingly noticing a lack of sex appeal. This won't do good in a target audience. Just the one fucking place where nothing grows.
Yeah.
God, I had to resist making a fuck joke. I want to make it, but I really fucking shouldn't, because it is fucked, and it might get you in trouble.
Oh no.
If y'all could think about what time this is set in, alright.
Oh, yeah.
The poor man lost some of his farm equipment.
Oh no. Oh, the Mr. Drone Fireman.
Ooh, red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is a surprising amount of personality here in the animation. Yeah, this is 1954. This is the still during the golden era here for Disney. You've got Looney Tunes, you've got Disney, you've got several animation studios all going. A lot of very strong animation talent. Yeah. Farmer falls on hard times, gets to drinking, starts self-hating. I do also like how you're not meant to feel sympathy either for Mr. Jones here. Like, his destruction was of his own making. He was self-destructive.
Yeah, he's a mean fucking drunk.
Yep. He brought his collapse on himself. Mm-hmm.
The fuck the dog do?
Yeah, exactly. Old Looney Tunes will be the greatest thing. Yeah, old Looney Tunes is, man.
Now he's off to the bedroom to start beating off.
Yeah, contrast this guy with Shaun the Sheep.
He's tired of shit.
Yeah. I think the age and so on really well conveyed there.
Benjamin's definitely at the bottom. Eat a goose.
Yeah.
There's your goat.
Yeah, like boy, all the animals were drawn. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, the person in
Alright, so how
charge.
are we gonna kill this fucking farmer?
Yeah. And it's like, silly if the head of your company is just a drunken idiot. No one wants to work for them. People will be like, we can get out of here.
Oh, he's dying. That's why it looks like shit.
Yeah. Age is coming for him. Yeah, I'm still getting
Just
lag on my
eat.
system. Jeez.
Eat the fucking duckling. I wonder who's gonna be the villain.
Well spotted. And of course the cab is just like, yep, I'm here.
Yeah, bitches, let's go.
Yep. I'm fashionably late. Typical cat.
Yeah. fucked many bitches. Mr. Jones gonna kill me. Y'all a bunch of bitches.
Yeah,
Or a
that's
nice piece of ass looking at you, Snowball.
Yeah, well, I mean, most of the animals here are like, when the chickens stop laying eggs, you cook them up. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Yep, the chickens. That's funny. Yeah, the farmer's not taking care of.
Say is not my problem, since I'll be dead.
Yeah. Yep. Paint. Things are a source of bacon. Oh, yeah. IT. Yes, you do. You are made of bacon, and it's delicious. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the analogy here. The farmer is a bad leader, so the livestock is like, all right, we're gonna have to, screw it, we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah. Get yourself a nice piece of tail.
Mm-hmm.
Gay or normal?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody's equal. Yes, that's totally how things work. Yeah.
Yeah. I assume this is supposed to be a similar thing to the Soviets' anthem.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I tell you so. This Animal Farm is a metaphor. The Orwell specifically bases on the Communist Revolution in those Soviets. So the major is Karl Marx.
Yeah, so I assume the pig next to Snowball, I can't remember his name, is supposed to be Stalin.
Correct. And Snowball himself is Lenin Trotsky. Or could be the major is Lenin. I forgot. The major is either Marx or Lenin. But yeah, Napoleon is Stalin and Snowball is Trotsky.
Old and dead. Last thing on my mind was that sweet, sweet poo-tang I got so long ago.
I mean, to be fair, the major is a prize-winning hog, so yeah, he probably had breeding rights. Yeah. But that's a thing. Animal husbandry is a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the animals that we can eat
time to
deserve
go
better food.
rip the fucking farmer's dick off.
Yep. Yeah, he can't feed the, a drunk farmer is not going to be able to feed his livestock. Starving people are more likely to revolt.
Yep, and he's keeping all their feed fucking locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Storm that shit. Wait, horse, not you. You're gonna get brain damage. Man, like the goat and shit, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, let the goat do that.
Wait, is that a? Oh, that's racist.
What's a racist? Yeah. Now, to be fair, he's using non-lethal methods because he does at least have the sense not to like want to murder his animals. He's just trying to get them under control. But
we
yeah,
ain't
he
gonna
immediately
let you
senses.
treat us how you treated the others, motherfucker.
Yeah, Joe's like, oh crap, the animals are angry, and there are more of them than me. Oh no. He also at least
gonna leave. Y'all go ahead and eat your fill.
yeah,
Talk about this.
He also has a sense to like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe they are rabies or something. Oh man.
Yeah, didn't in the fucking book they killed him?
No, he did get away. In the book, he does get away. Like the Tsar, of course. The Tsar was not so lucky.
That was come back with the mob.
Yeah.
Wanna revolt, motherfuckers?
Yeah, that right. You're our front line, as everyone knows that humans always lose to geese. We played that untitled goose game.
Motherfucker, you got a gun, just start blasting.
So anyway, I started blasting. Yeah. Yeah, hey, I was right. Yeah. Geese are like #1 enemy for men. It's like, no, yeah. Oh, just kicking the guy.
Alright, is he gonna shoot it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's still the impression like these are animals and like they're worth money. To a small-time farmer, you lose a few pigs, like you shoot pigs, you've actually lost a lot of money. But okay, now he's shooting.
So I started blasting
Yeah.
with my infinite shotgun.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out like Mr. Hands. I can't take a horse cock.
Yeah. Yeah, first they thought, okay, maybe we'll just scare them into compliance, and it's like, oh no, they're like just not afraid of us. They are.
Yeah, that's right, you little limping bitch. Skill issue.
The mom should have dodge rolled.
Exactly. Let's
Yeah, I
see
do
what this
like-
guy is. That a fucking sex doll made
Oh,
of fucking
man.
hay?
Jeez.
That's why our hay tasted so salty.
Yeah.
Gotta
No,
get the old whip down.
Yeah. Yeah, the yokes. And it's also it's very clear metaphor, you have nothing to lose but your chains, you throw off the yoke, etc. You see,
Yeah.
that's why it's a good metaphor, because you have actual, like, the communist revolutionaries actually use these kinds of metaphors, so.
A little bit of blood on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the farmer came back with Molotov cocktails and dynamite.
Yeah. I like how Napoleon looks grumpy even when, like, he's trying to be happy. He's just like, that's a grumpy dude.
Just natural bitch face.
Yeah. Oh.
Alright, which one of you pigs didn't join the battle and left your ass tooted up?
Yeah, looks like the kick stream is having problems. I keep connecting and reconnecting, so it's playing havoc. Ugh, that's it.
Oh boy. Well, we're free now.
Yay, now
What
what?
do we do now?
Uh-huh. That's always the... Alright, I'm just gonna end the kick stream since it's malfunctioning on me. But, like, again, more my computer more than them, so.
Fair.
Yeah,
And
so
this
this...
place sure smells of loneliness.
Yeah. Well, it's also similar in many ways to, like when the revolutionaries, like, first went into the palace of the Tsar. It's like, wow, like, look at all this, opulence, the palace, the royalty, things like that.
Smash that shit!
Not a fan of pop
Fucking
music.
ass tasting music.
Yeah. But,
What's this shit? Fuck it.
oh, that's the alcohol, yeah.
What that motherfucker eating?
No, okay, GM. I mean, makes sense. Some of it would be tasty, yeah.
Little fucking dogs. I could use these for later. Riding the dick.
Yeah, I like how they also, like, mix a little bit of humor in here. A little bit of whimsy here, the motion and stuff. It's very reminiscent of the animation at that time. I'm probably missing a
All
few,
that
like,
house
parallels.
fucking smelled of like dried splooge, must, and other bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, an unwelcome thing. Now, I do like how, the other thing too is they have Napoleon, of all the animals, he's the only one who actually, like, samples some of the human-made product, like the jam. And so he, He's the one who was like, I kind of like this. So there's really very early where things started to go wrong there.
All right, you little fuckers. We're gonna hide you up here, and well, you're gonna suckle from the teat of whatever horror I bring you.
Yeah, roast chickens have some objection to that. Yeah, well.
And
So also,
I'm sure that's gonna get used against the chickens later.
Yeah. Now, too, the other one too. This movie is where, well, the story is where the term sheeple. I don't know if you've ever heard that one. The term sheeple, from this book.
Okay.
Take away my booze. Well, remember, the reason they hate booze is because they saw what it did to Mr. Jones. Like, they saw him fall into drink, and they associate alcohol with their deprivation. It's a common mistake from that era, too, to mistake the presence of a vice with susceptibility to the vice. Alcohol itself is not bad. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, give us that milk, you dumb bitch.
Cows do enjoy being milked. That's one thing PETA does not understand. It's like, milking cows is good for them. They actually like it when they are milked, because it's a relief.
Yeah, I'll put this on you for once.
Oh, jeez.
The fuck is this shit?
Yeah. Each of the animals represents a type of person or a personality that you will find in these kinds of situations. Right. The pigs are the central planners. They're the ones who call the shots because they're the smartest. Everyone who supports the revolution, they said they're going to be one of the pigs, they're going to be one of the central planners. Very rarely does that end up being the case. That is always one of the downsides.
No one wants to be the labor. Everybody wants to be the planner and benefit from the labor.
Yep. That's that old meme. It's like, I think there's been a mistake. I'm supposed to just laze around and be an artist. It's like, no, get in the fucking coal mine. That's what ends up happening in the revolution. You don't get to be the artist. You get to be in the coal mine.
Yeah,
if you don't, you get shot.
It is the case, in a perfect world, communism would work, but that doesn't factor in normal human nature.
Correct. Karl Marx was very famously wrong about human nature in many ways. He didn't understand division of labor. He didn't understand how value is created. His entire economic system was complete hogwash. As a result, Yeah,
and we're already seeing Napoleon's just,
Yep.
And you get a bunch of people who are for the betterment of the group, which aligns into more like Eastern ideology, which it's for the group instead of individualism, compared to Western, which is for individualism.
Yeah. Well, even in the East, we have our forms of corruption. They do manifest a little differently, though. Yeah, you're right.
But when it comes to that, I was also going to bring up the fact that even Eastern, there's a reason why emperors and stuff, we're worried about assassination attempts and stuff still, considering everybody wants to be at the top.
Yep.
There are not many people who are happy to live more towards the bottom.
Right.
I just want to live comfortably, but you find it hard to find people who don't want to constantly better. That's the part like people don't understand when it comes to communism, is like the people who want it to work are the people who view other people in an ideology sense of, well, you would help me because that's the right thing to do.
Right.
It's for the betterment of humanity, so why wouldn't you want to do that?
Right.
But that doesn't take into account what if that person is selfish.
Right. The supporters of communism, the genuine ones, are painfully naive about human nature. They're usually the ones that die first. And well, George Orwell was aware of this when he wrote this story. Because Snowball, as you can tell, Snowball is genuinely dedicated to the cause. He's a true believer. He is helping people. He's putting others first. He has actual bravery. The problem is systems like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
People like Napoleon who will work in the shadows to, do what they need to.
Right. There will always be monsters like Napoleon. There will always be psychopaths who are willing to play dirtier than you and willing to take power and make it all about themselves. And unfortunately, when it comes to psychopath versus a true believer, the psychopaths tend to win. That's the unfortunate lesson.
Because the true believer won't see it coming, while the psychopath's been planning well enough in advance.
Yeah.
And Napoleon getting a backup plan ready for his takeover.
Exactly. Which is exactly what happened to the actual Soviet Union. And you see lesser forms of it too. A lot of office politics fell into that. When we started having a lot of institutional takeovers in both corporate and academia, you had exactly that. Where basically we created systems that could be easily exploited by sociopaths and psychopaths for their own gain. And and the reason they were created was because they were created by sociopaths and psychopaths, knowing that it did favor them. And that's exactly who ended up rising to the top. That's why I kind of...
Which also points out some of the stuff as well with communism appealing to the lesser trot. The people who are more down on their luck being more open to the idea. Compared to those who are actually... Yeah.
Yeah, and you have that reflected here. It knows that older farmer there, he took good care of his livestock. He cared for his animals. He did appropriate management for them. They're not rebellious to him, because he's a good owner. He's a good steward for the people under him. But like someone like that, he gets his cow headbutts. And why? Because he sucks at management. Yeah, bad leaders root discontent and foment revolution. Good leaders prevent it, and we saw that in that era. That's exactly what happened.
It's the case of like communism not being a solve all. Yeah, it's not an end all be all for this is the perfect system. It's the case of it moves into areas where situations are bad, so people are going to be more open to the idea of a change. What if things are going good? Why would we change?
Exactly. The people who are most open to revolution are the malcontents of a given society. Because whoever's not happy with the current system will want it to change. So the goal of any social system is to minimize that number. And we understood that that's not a political statement. That's apolitical. That is just an analysis of how evolution happens. So like a Chinese tradition, the goal of the emperor was to maintain social order, social stability, so that good men would not feel an urge to to enact revolution. Unless the good men turn against you, or well, I like that. That was cute. Teaching the pigs to count.
I mean, even the short is pointing this out as like people who are content or like don't really want things to change, they don't care.
Yep.
This doesn't appeal to them.
Right, exactly. Why would they want to upset the apple cart when things are good? And the problem, of course, we have now is like, I suppose this is political, but like the problem we have here in the U.S. is that a lot of people who are malcontents now is like, sure, you have the usual malcontents who are like, usually like the lazy, the indolent, or kind of the gullible. But you do have an increasing number of good people who are getting kind of pissed off at the way things are going. I'm so tied into the thing. IBM just got hit with a racism suit because guess what? They were being racist. They were discriminating against people. They were specifically excluding people from jobs based on their skin color and their gender, which is abhorrent, behavior, terrible. But they're not alone. Robinhood did it. A lot of companies are doing that. And even as they're getting called out on it, though, we know, like with IBM, nothing's changed. IBM is still actively discriminating against people based on their race and gender, and they're not fixing it. And the people they're discriminating against are aware that they're being discriminated against, and they're getting increasingly upset. That's a lot of people in Gen Z. So, that when those types of people start fomenting revolution, oh no, that not necessarily bad things, but interesting things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now,
Making
Napoleon was
promises,
content.
but you gotta take some back. So discontent.
Yeah, this is the part. Yeah, Napoleon here.
Yep, and Napoleon knows how to prod him to make a promise he can't keep.
Yeah. Well, also he chose this is one, like the problem of Napoleon is that while he is smart enough to take advantage of the leadership and the plan, Snowball is actually smarter than him, and he knows it. Like that's the other trait of the sociopaths and so on, is they get jealous. They meet people who are better than them, and instead of recognizing like, oh hey, you're good, I should follow your lead, they do stuff like this. This is how they get ahead. They get ahead by murdering those who are better than them, instead of being able to acknowledge their own weakness here. Like Snowball's plan for a windmill was brilliant, but Napoleon was incapable of understanding it, and that's why he picked a fight here. He picked a fight
Well, it's
because
also
I don't get
Napoleon
it.
doesn't want equality. He wants better for himself.
Yeah. But even like had he understood the nature of the windmill, he actually would have liked it because it would have been better for him too. Electricity is good for him, but he didn't understand it. He just reflexively opposed it because it was unknown and weird. So that's why he picked the fight. So I chose that moment to solidify power.
Yep.
No, this is how, this. So in real life, this is what got Trotsky kicked out, and how Stalin moved in.
Spread through lies.
Yeah. Using the specter of like, oh, you're a counter-revolutionary. We saw this in China. Mao used the term counter-revolutionary a lot to kill his enemies. You see that right now, like Xi Jinping is actually like killing people around him, calling them counter-revolutionaries.
Yep, and he steps up as the tyrant.
Yeah.
Yep,
As soon as he mentions Jones, the sheep immediately get in line because they're like, oh no, Jones, that's bad. Oh no, you're gonna oppose Jones. Okay, yeah, we support you. No questioning, no thinking, just, oh no. They just get scared and run.
Yeah, in which he also did so he got all the pigs in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So they get good positions, so they want to oppose Napoleon, and he establishes a very good police force that will keep them in line.
Yeah, dictators will always keep, like a strong, that's the one thing a authoritarian state will always be good at is police and monitoring. That's why any type of surveillance or surveillance mechanism or anything like that, you always have to oppose it. Because the surveillance state only ever serves a tyrant in the end. No matter what the quote-unquote safety it provides, it's always a bad move, no matter what letters next to the name. Again, not that is not a political take, that's a general, like, for your own sake, don't support police state. Yeah. Yeah. But the problem here is, again, Napoleon is copying Snowball's plan, but he doesn't have the intelligence to actually do it. So it's going harder than it should. It's worse off for them all than it ought to be. Because, he's more concerned with himself than actually getting the job. Exactly. And he rewards his own cronies. Now, Boxer is based on the farmers. So the Russian farmers worked hard, labored hard, trying to supply everyone with what they needed. And they were taken advantage of. All they toiled for the sake of others and to like feed others, and the leadership didn't give a damn about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see here the lack of coordination, right? The chicken's about to place the stone and they blow the whistle. It's like, oh, whoops. Maybe they should coordinate a little bit better.
Yeah.
I do really I like the way they don't make the animals suddenly act like humans, right? Usually animal motions aren't like animal motions. And they're like manipulating the tools the way an animal kind of would. Obviously, some leeway here, but I really like the way that they're drawn, just on a technical level. Man, it's been so long since I've seen this movie. I've seen it a couple times, but man, it's been, I think the last time I saw this movie was in the 90s.
Yep, and the pigs are holding secret meetings.
Mm-hmm. They're forming the Illuminati. Oh no.
They immediately have set themselves in a higher state by going to and staying in. The oppressors, and lead pig sleeps in the bed.
Yep.
And then the
We will-
laws suddenly change.
Yeah. And we see this even in the modern era. So, like, actually, and this is funny. This actually just happened today. Multiple major news outlets have now banned the Wayback Machine from archiving their news articles. And the reason is that they claim it's for AI, but as people pointed out, it's because so that you cannot track how they change the news articles after they come out. So, like, an article
Yeah.
from 20 years ago, they can now go back, edit it on their website, and there's no archive for you to compare it to. So, yeah, so we're seeing that unfold, like, right now, as of today. Like, news articles
Yeah.
blatantly telling
The
you, we are
controlling
going
of
to rewrite history.
information.
Yeah, we're going to rewrite history so you can't properly remember what we said 20 years ago, or something. Now,
And of
Whitmer
course,
here,
Sci-Fi is coming to take advantage of a
Yeah.
system he can benefit from.
Yep. Now, Whitmer here represents, there were American companies that did business with the Soviet Union. Caterpillar was one. There were American traders who, like, what was Stalin? To be like, hey, you want luxuries? Hey, we got luxuries. You give us money, we will give you luxuries, sure. They didn't deal with the average Russian person. In fact, they were banned for the average Russian person. But hey, they would do business with the rich. They would take the money, sure. You see
Yeah.
that too, like modern Iran. Ayatollah Khomeini was a billionaire. Like owned. Well, he's dead now, but he owned many houses in the London's Billionaire Row. He had many luxury homes. Mujtaba, his son, managed his properties. So yeah, the oppressors and tyrants always have nice, cushy bank accounts that they get from stealing from the people. And he saw that too, like with Venezuela, same deal. Delcy, the current leader of Venezuela, has millions stowed in a Swiss bank account, for example. He stole that from the people. The people suffer because she's rich.
Yep.
Yeah, now you can, yeah. It's like, so we overthrew Joe so we would be able to raise our kids and not have to sell the eggs. And now you're telling us we're going to have to sell the eggs again? Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. But it's not written down, so it ceases to be. The record is edited.
Yep. It's also the case of, well, can't really complain if we get rid of the ones who are complaining.
Right. Oh, are these like? I think these are these rats. I forgot.
I think they're meant to be maybe the chickens. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, the chickens are unhappy because, yeah, it's like, what do you mean we have to sacrifice our children? It's like, hold up. We overthrew.
It's also the case of, it's you're staying in his house, now you're trading with the enemy. Yeah, no, it's the chickens.
Okay. Yeah, you've got your own little revolution now, Napoleon.
Small bit of sabotage. And now they're gonna gang up on the chicken.
Yeah. We think. Get eggs.
Get egg,
Get Halloween
bitches.
pranked.
Yep. So yeah, he's dealing with them not agreeing with his shit. So
Yep. Call him the Gestapo, yeah.
make an example.
Yep. This is what happens when you oppose the state. The state is literally controlling the means of reproduction in this case. Oh wow, yeah, they just straight up murdered the cat too. Jeez.
Yeah, punish all. That way
Yep.
they're all know you fuck up and don't report or stop it.
Everybody suffers.
Yep. Yeah, so like, for as an example, look up the Holodomor from Ukraine. You had the Bolsheviks in Russia, starve 10 million Ukrainians for not cooperating with the Soviet Union. Yeah.
And immediately trying to twist the narrative.
Of course. Blame conspiracy. Yeah. You can't trust them. He's in league with traitors, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Of course, what's funny is the people who throw around those accusations a ton today are usually the people who are actually funded by foreign powers. That's what's funny. That's one thing we found out. We got a whole lot of foreign funded actors in America, but it's usually the people who are accusing other people of being foreign funded actors. It's
And the opposing ideas are dealt with.
Yep. And all of that, they're dealt with more harshly than what Jones did, too. Because, like, Jones would just whip you. He would use non-lethal force because he didn't want you to die. The bully will straight up murder you. Without cause, yeah.
Yep.
And that's where the gulags come from. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's he's controlling the laws, controlling the fucking narrative of said laws, just everything.
Yeah, that's what totalitarianism looks like.
Here is something he doesn't like, so he's immediately going to shut down. Yeah. The shit just doesn't work because some. Oh. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, no more fomenting revolution. Now that the revolution is done, we have to squash all memory of how you did it, because I can't risk that you do it to me.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's the typical thing of, like, again, communism is good in a perfect utopian world where everybody wants to work for the good of everybody. The issue is the people who want those seats and powers are the ones who are the most selfish.
Yep. Yeah, and Punk says this is what happens when you give one man so much power. Yes, well, this is what happens when you allow one man to seize this power. He wasn't given it, he took it. And he was allowed to take it because the system they created made it open for it. Like, one of the benefits of, say, a constitutional republic, and also of capitalism, the reason that they survive this kind of thing a bit longer is because they diffuse power. Right, monarchies are very weak to this system because a monarchy is designed for like one strong man at the top. So if the strong man at the top's a tyrant, makes it easy for them to slip in. But if power is diffused through institutions, it's a little harder. That's how China did it. China diffused the power of the emperor through the bureaucracy. That's one reason they were able to achieve more stability than the European feudal system. Is they understood that, so that way he had a bad emperor, the bureaucracy could work to counter and balance him to make sure that any of his bad ideas wasn't immediately implemented. And it's like it was trickled down. Whereas in the West, he had a bit more like sudden impact, hence why it was a little more bloody and chaotic in the West.
Nope.
Mary, here's
Oh,
the dynamite.
dynamite.
You were mentioning the dynamite earlier. I didn't want to spoil it, but yeah.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't be surprised if, Napoleon's gonna hide in the back and just let everybody else go suicide.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Snowball led from the front. He was he was brave, he believed in the cause, he was willing to die for the cause. But yeah, no, Napoleon's like, no, I'm more important than the cause. I am the cause. If I die, the cause dies with me. Because I'm me. Yeah, no. He has no belief in something greater.
Yep, and once the windmill's gone, his plan is fucked because he has no idea how to redo it. Yeah, it just falls into the thing of there is no political system that works perfectly because as nihilistic as it is, none of them can incorporate human nature into it, and the fact that it will be twisted for one's selfish gains. Because most of the people who want to be in power, a lot of the time shouldn't.
Yeah, true. The people who want power are the people who should not have it, and the people who don't want power, the most reluctant, are actually the ones who deserve it the most, generally speaking. The people who don't want power understand the implication of having power. That's one reason I usually don't seek to be like a manager or something like that, because it's like, oh man, do I really want that? That's a lot of heavy responsibility. At the same time that I see complete incompetent bozos get in charge of I guess I should be in charge, because God, it would be better than the idiots we have, but yeah. The problem is when the idiots in charge start thinking, get Dunning-Kruger, and they start supporting other idiots going in charge, that's when your institution falls apart. Got that problem at
it's
work
also
right
a
now.
case it falls into the line of S tier person will hire an S tier person, while an A rank person will only hire B rank, and then B will only hire C.
Yeah, exactly. That's the God, I forgot the name of that, but yes, the A's hire A's, B's hire C's. Exactly. Yeah. That's a very good summary of the principle. I've seen it countless times. In multiple workplaces, I've seen that. In politics, you see that. Yeah.
You don't want anybody smarter than you because you don't want to be overthrown or lose your position to somebody that you could have just said fuck off to.
Yeah. Yeah, I also like, the movie gives you a surprise level of violence. Like, the movie does not shy away from showing you, some of these animals are dying. They're dead. Like, that goose just got his neck snapped. That's like, wow, okay.
And then Napoleon calls his dogs in.
Yeah, because he needs to, so. The dogs are the best fighters he has, so.
Yeah, and he was willing to let them hang back until he saw shit wasn't going his way.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't want to sacrifice his best men, just in case. They'll let these guys get roughed up a bit first by the rabble, then finish it off. But yeah, you're right, though. Every system falls apart eventually. Just some are more resistant to it than others. And it's really just a case of, pick your poison. Plato said, democracy is the worst system, except for all the others.
And motherfucker's getting drunk.
Yeah.
And then he honors himself.
Yeah. But they don't realize that battle, that skirmish, was a distraction for that. That was the true strike.
It wasn't. The farmer did that on his own accord.
Yeah.
And they just lost their best worker as well. He was fucking leg fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end, Jones got his revenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
he was smart about it. He let the others charge in there, and there's blood in this, which again is from the 50s. Like again, this is for kids, but they didn't shy away from showing you blood and stuff like that back then. Like they understood that kids can handle the sight of blood. Yeah. Animals get shot and they die. Like, it does show, it's not gratuitous, but it does show the consequences of violence, which is good. That's a good lesson for children. You want children to see the consequences of violence.
Yeah, and now they're fucking off because they've established the people to be subservient and just kind of do the work.
Yeah.
You made them so subservient, now you can just sit and gorge yourself all day and not have to worry about them.
Yeah. And you can just blame Jones because, oh look, Jones did another thing. Let's blame him. Yeah. At some point, another movie we should watch is Watership Down. I will save Watership Down because I haven't seen it yet, but I've read the book. I will save that for when Pip is available because I know she would get she would really enjoy commentary on that one.
Fair. Yeah, and Boxer is now working himself to death.
Yeah. Oh, for those wondering, I did invite Pip to join on this one. However, her MS is acting up, so she was not able to join in. And because with the new Animal Farm coming out in May, this one unfortunately does have a time limit. I would hold off on this one longer if I could, but she was invited. It's just she's unable to make it, which is unfortunate. I hope she gets better soon. Yeah, so Napoleon gives society a ton of kids. Yep. The wealthy get to reproduce while the poor struggle to maintain a family.
And the ones they reproduce will take over and continue on with those positions.
Yep. Nepotism. Oh yeah. It's why the Ivy Leagues favor legacy applicants and actively discriminate against high achievers. There's a whole thing with that. Oh boy.
Yeah, and this is where Boxer's gonna die.
Yeah. Boxer's only failing was he had no ambition. He was completely selfless. He dedicated his life, his well-being, everything for the sake of the farm, he never focused on himself, and that's ultimately what undoes him. Yeah, selflessness to the state will never be rewarded. Because ultimately the state does not care. Because the state is run by sociopaths and psychopaths who do not care about it.
Yeah. It was pushed to the brink of death.
Yeah.
And he did it for the betterment of everybody, but in the end it did nothing.
Yeah. This is also one of the cold current things with Gen Z. Like right now, like a lot of Gen Z workers, when they go for jobs, like they'll do the job as required to earn money, but they don't like push themselves within the work because the way they see it is the head of the company doesn't care about them. So they should not emotionally invest in the job.
Well, it's not.
And I understand that.
A majority of jobs also prefer to hire like managers and stuff out instead of in, because it's a weird thing, but like they've kind of realized that these companies won't. The hard work doesn't pay off because they're not going to promote you. It's harder to replace that position than it is to get another manager in here. Yeah.
I've run that. I mean, I've had the fortune of working for a couple companies that prefer to promote from within because the manager position requires a good amount of internal training. So, at the same time, though, I've had one where I got promoted because I knew my stuff and that was nice and I did a good job. But I've also seen promotion from within when like the wrong person gets in. It's like, oh no.
It's either that or like the hard work doesn't pay off and it's better to just befriend somebody higher up than you who can then get you higher. It's about connection rather than actual work ethic.
Correct. a lot of, especially the really bad management style will favor like the personal connection over professional merit. Yeah, Mr. Whipper's Moo Factory. By Boxer.
He couldn't work anymore and was sent to die.
Yep. And only Benjamin realized what it was, because only Benjamin had the kind of intelligence and memory. Also, it is interesting too, like, in the book, by the way, most of these animals talk. So in the book, most of these animals have speaking lines, but for the movie, they chose to make them sound like animals most of the time, with a few exceptions. Unless absolutely necessary, they choose to leave them as animals. Wait, which is kind of cool, and they leave it to the animation to kind of emote, and it does a good job of it. Like, you see Benjamin's pain once he realizes the betrayal that has happened.
Yeah, no, it leads a lot more. It also makes the kids have to actually look into it. Yeah, you can see how worn down everybody is.
Yeah, this guy, of course, he's the media, he's the mouthpiece. He's used in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, the mouth of Sauron, the propagandist, that's this guy. Or also the worm tongue. Every tyrant has someone like this. One of the meme ones was like in during the Iraq War, he had that one guy who was like, "There you go, American troops in Baghdad," as American troops literally like roll right up on him.
Yeah.
Oh, Baghdad Bob, that's it. Baghdad Bob, that was the meme. I remember now.
Yep, now they have fully just replaced their the beloved tyrant.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, Gen Z not willing to give their lives to a company the same way you shouldn't give your life to a state. I do understand it. But there is something to be said about the personal ethics, a sense of personal excellence. It's like you should find something you could devote yourself to and push yourself on. If it's not work, then a personal hobby. You shouldn't only phone it into everything. You should find something you can really devote yourself to. And I think there are some people, Gen Z, who take it too far. So to the point where they just tune out of everything, and that's no good. That leads to drifting, and it kills your soul. So if you're not putting your all into work, find something else to dedicate yourself to.
Got all the borders and such.
Yeah. Yeah, the fences aren't there to keep people out. They're there to keep you in.
Yeah, while they work you to death.
Mm-hmm. You saw that in the East Germany. Man, yeah, kids. Oh man, I just realized like most Gen Z do not remember the Berlin Wall. I'm old enough to remember the Berlin Wall falling, so. Yeah, at this point,
and they're enjoying Liege.
Yep, and now they're walking on two lanes. And Benjamin is one of the few left who can even still read.
Yeah, he's the only one trying to fucking stop this.
Some animals are more equal than others, yep. Yes, the doctrine of the communist. At the end of the day, every communist believes that. Some people are just more equal than others. they'll claim equality to the moon and back, but at the end of the day, they want to control your life, and the only way to stop them is to kill them.
Yeah. It becomes a thing of, yeah, now. Yeah, it just runs into the issue of, yeah, we're equal, but I'm not gonna pick up a fucking, plow and do anything. That's your job. My job is to sit here, drink wine, and tell you what to do.
Yeah.
But trust me, we're equal.
Yep. You can starve them because they think they're fighting for a cause.
Yeah, rewarding the most psychopathic.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
That's what Stalin was, Again, this is communism will always devolve into this. You see it, you see it in China, you see it in North Korea, you see it in Cuba. And I say communism, of course, I mean socialism. All forms of socialism will also tend to devolve into this as well, depending.
And then another revolution must begin.
Yeah. Now, this is an addition. Now, this was not in the book. The book actually ends with some animals are more evil than others. So the book actually has a very, very depressing ending where it's just like, yep, these are in charge, and yeah, y'all are just toast forever. But yeah, this movie and it was actually interesting too. The 1990s remake on TNT also had the overthrow because that was made after the fall of the Soviet Union. So this one kind of presents the second revolution as a aspiration. It's like, hey, let's hope. There you go. He let his guards. His guards lost their. They got too distracted.
Yep.
That's actually a theme too in Dune, by the way, to tie it into another big sci-fi classic. But yeah, this one was more like, let's hope the second revolution comes and the people suffering under Soviet Union can overthrow their dictator, which they kind of sort of did, yeah. And well, it didn't quite work.
Yep,
it still hasn't worked out for the
he
Russians.
has no fucking idea what to do now that his Gestapo are protecting him.
Yeah, when they grow too fat and happy, eventually they do let their guard down. Eventually you do get one who's too lazy to keep up to keep things up. That's how every empire, in the Chinese dynasties, whenever you had too many bad emperors in a row, eventually, the people rose up and they got murdered. We have murdered many an emperor in Chinese history for being too fat and lazy. Go ask the Empress Dowager how that kind of worked. Oh boy. But yeah, no, this was, let's see, okay, so that was it for that. Right, yeah, no, post-credit scene or anything like that. Let's see, actually, I think the final scene there of Benjamin going in is pretty good. I rather like that. There you go. That's a pretty good place to stop. Let me pause here. Okay, come on. Man, I hope the stream hasn't been bugging out too much. I had to shut down several programs just to try to reduce the load on my system. But I don't know, maybe OBS is having a problem. I have no drop frames on my side. But I'm getting occasional stutters here and there. It seems to have gotten a little bit better though. Once I stopped the kick streak, that seems to have helped. So I guess Kick's been having a bad day or something. Streaming a Kick was not working out too well for him. So okay, it was smooth there. Okay, I think after I stopped the Kick stream, I think that helped. Alright, so Diesel, this was your first exposure to Animal Farm. What'd you think?
That was good. Nice animated, a good message that, yeah, you can follow along with the story and stuff. They don't beat you over the head with it, and a lot of parallels to real life stuff. Like I said, this is about communism and how it kind of devolved, considering the concept itself isn't bad, but a lot of, like I said, a lot of these things don't take into account human nature.
Yep.
And don't take into the account that if the wrong person gets into power, it's going to continue getting fucked, because they never make it obvious until it's too late. And by that point, they've already established themselves well enough that you can't do much.
Right, exactly. I actually had this discussion with my boss. She was fun. My old boss, she's gone now, unfortunately, but my old boss was a lot of fun. She and I can have very in-depth discussions. It was great. I enjoyed talking to her. Because she came at things from a completely different background than me, but she and I overlapped on many key issues. Like, she came at things more from a leftist perspective, but we both reached many of the same conclusions about the world, so it was fascinating picking her brain on things. Like, it was really, really interesting the way she got where she was.
Seth Rogen write something like this, it's definitely
Okay.
tinfoil hat conspiracy, could be a government psyop. Because we're getting to a point where people are getting tired of how bullshit is constantly happening. And so having a movie like this and the concept be turned into a giant joke written by somebody who doesn't write anything good, like, is known for just making gratuitous sex slop shit, because dick, tit, pussy, and ass is the punchline.
Yeah. But for kids.
Yeah. But
yeah.
it still falls to the thing of they're trying to discredit the this whole thing.
Yeah. Then no joke. Interestingly, as I said, this movie was partially funded by the CIA, which is interesting. I actually didn't know that, by the way. But it's a good movie, so I mean, hats off to the CIA, I guess. Hey, you picked a good one. It's a good product, guys. Now, this doesn't make up for the CIA's funding of modern art. For people, modern and postmodern art were both like Cubism and some of like the weird, crazy abstract stuff was also funded by the CIA.
Wasn't it just to be like, hey, look, this person over here is just rolling around in paint and is making money off of this. You can make it in America.
Yes, that's actually exactly what it was.
That was the point of funding that. Yeah. We're gonna fund these people who are making this god-awful shit to show you if they can do it, you can make it here.
Yes, that was actually the point. Yes, it was to demoralize Russian artists. Yes. Yeah.
Well, it was because Russian artists back then, it was you had to make shit. I don't remember what it was, but it was it wasn't demoralizing them, considering you live in a military-run state. You can't really paint what you want to without the threat of, this could be interpreted as you trying to cite a revolution. Your entire bloodline's gone now. We're going to murder each and every fucking one of them.
Yeah,
just so we don't risk that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was to try to inspire people to want to revolt or get out of the Soviet Union. And it was just like, we're going to fund the most dumb fucking shit, which people want to say, well, modern artists, you just got to understand it. You're fucking pretentious.
Yes, agreed.
Watching a dude sprinkle sand on a fucking bucket, that's not that, no.
Yes, I despise modern and postmodern art, for the record. My favorites are the classicals, like from the 1800s. But yeah, most modern art I absolutely despise, with a couple exceptions here and there. But yes, most of it will say most postmodern art too, should also be said, is actually money laundering. So like when they put the banana duct tape to a wall, when that sells for X million of dollars, that's not actually actuality art. That's literally just money laundering. It's a money laundering scheme. People should remember that. Just so people remember.
They love, it's the case of the people who are in higher positions of power love twisting
Dominic
that.
Bytes,
So
have you considered drinking lava? And not just in Minecraft.
Rewriting how things are, relates back to this.
Yeah, one of the conversations I had with my boss was about communism. And so she posed questions like, well, if communists are for equality, what makes them bad? And the answer was, you see this in 48 Laws of Power, was, which I haven't finished yet. It's okay. Like, 48 Laws of Power, a lot of people talk about it. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Like, if you want to read it, go ahead. But one of the things he does say that is insightful is people will pretend to be apolitical, or people will pretend to be pushing equality, but in fact using it for self-serving purposes. That's communists in a nutshell. Communists will push equality. They'll talk about equal this, equal that. But really what they're trying to do is set you up to be your master. They want you to be their slave. That's what communists want inherently.
Yeah, because always the people who are screaming this are not the ones who will go and work the fields. They're the ones telling you what to do. Because they have the brain to do it.
Yeah,
you can't think like I can, but you have good, you can work good, so you're going to do that.
Yeah, they have the brains, but not the ethics. They don't have the moral restraint to know that they shouldn't interfere in other people's lives, basically. And that's the ideal. The ideal is you do your own thing and you don't fuck with other people. That's the ideal. The problem is, unfortunately, there are people who are going to fuck with you. There are people who are going to try to tell you what to do because control freaks exist. You have to accept it, which is why, like, the moral thing to do is you have to have a system that allows you to eliminate those people from your sight. Because that is called, in Chinese tradition, you refer to those people as barbarians. The people who think that they are free to loot, to steal from you, to loot you, to rob you, to murder you. The people who think that it's okay for them to do that, we call them barbarians. And, Chinese society historically says you eliminate those people because they are a detriment to a stable society. And, in the West, of course, Rome did that too, of course.
Yeah, it's also the case, like, those same people know enough on how to play a system so that they can get into a position of power and they can set up the laws and set themselves up to where once you realize that they're not a good person, there ain't shit you're going to do about it.
Exactly. So systems that do not have built-in correction mechanisms or checks will fall much faster. The fewer checks you have against that kind of consolidation, the worse off you're going to be. That's why. Yeah. And the other paradox here you have is when those people get in power, let's say they start gumming up the works, making things not inefficient. The problem is then if someone comes in and tries to fix everything, tries to make things better, what will happen is their attempts to fix things will bump into those inefficiencies that guard you against corruption to begin with. And then what's going to be tempting is you have to give that person more power so that they can ram through the solutions. And the problem is once you do that, you have set yourself up because if the pendulum swings, or actually when, not if, the swings the other way, now the next tyrant who takes over afterwards, who may not have an interest, they're going to find it even easier to push their thing. And you see that through, like, American history for the last century. We have been in basically an increasing arms race of now and then you'll have someone trying to fix things, and then you'll have people making it worse and setting up tyranny. And it's getting worse and worse and worse here over time. And now thankfully, again, in America, we do have a correction mechanism, the final corrective mechanism, which is the Second Amendment. The reason people get really, really on about the Second Amendment is because, the Second Amendment is not just for, like, going hunting. The Founding Fathers specifically said the Second Amendment is so, okay, yeah, so if a king comes along or a tyrant comes along, you don't shoot them. Like the Second Amendment is designed so the people then shoot tyrants. Not as easy as it sounds, but if it becomes necessary, we have a built-in
It's
what's
so
called like
you
the final
have
correction.
a way to rise up and fight against this sort of shit.
Right, exactly.
That's-
Now, has not become necessary for us to do that yet. Will we hit that point? I don't know. And again, this is irrespective of the letter next to somebody's name. It could be either party that triggers that event. I don't want that. I don't think anyone wants it. Only an idiot would want it. The people who want that kind of thing are usually the ones, well, kind of like Napoleon. They want to get something out of that because they think they can maneuver. Or they're very, very naive about what the outcome would be. I don't think it would necessarily be anything
the reason
good,
why, it's also the case, you gotta think about it. When you have access to weapons and then suddenly things are getting pushed to limit access, like you have to stop and think of, are the people pushing for that, or is the person in question, the person in power, pushing for that?
Right. No, I mean, it's why.
Because a lot of it is easy to propose changes, like increased surveillance, limiting what news can be done, and sort of things like that. As it's for your safety, it's for your own good. It's for the betterment of our, farm.
Yeah. Anyone who says it's for the greater good, you better give them the side eye. Anyone who says for the children anyone who says for the children hates children. Anyone who says for the greater good wants to damn you to hell. They always assume if a politician says it's for cause X, pretty much assume it's for anything but X. The old joke is they'll call a bill, this bill saves puppies and kitties, and you read it as actually about doing genocide on puppies and kitties. That's mythically about how it goes. And again,
it's the case
they'll
rally you to a cause most people can stand behind, saying it's for X, so you won't bother looking into it and will just blindly follow, which sadly more and more people are kind of falling into that, especially now that, like you said, they're going to be able to limit access to being able to fact check things that have been said. So we're getting to that point. And with TikTok and everything, and the generations continuing to seem a spiral of getting dumber and dumber and easy to just rile up, get angry, and then just go point at something and be like, that's what made you angry, and for them to be like, oh, that's good.
I mean, there is some good news. I mean, we look at some of the more gullible people right now. A lot of the folks who are still buying into the garbage out there are like aging boomers. Like most of the people you're seeing mobilize out there are just like, people who protested the Vietnam War. Like, these are old boomers. These are the people responsible for screwing things up, who just never learn. But they're aging out. And you have, Gens. The reason I focus on Gen Z so much is that boomers and millennials are terrible. I say this as a Gen Xer, but Gen Z doesn't look too bad. Like, Gen Z males specifically have their heads on straight, and a lot of Gen Z women are okay, I think. Gen Z women, are in worse shape than the men, but they're better than millennial women, for sure. Like, millennial women, I think some of the worst mental health problems of any demo in America right now. You have a whole lot of undiagnosed mental health issues with millennial women. And it's bad. I mean, there's a reason we have so many Karens. That's why. But yeah, if you, the other joke I've made is like, if you think a Karen is bad as a customer, imagine a Karen with, as your manager. Or even worse, imagine a Karen having political power. Veterans passing laws is one of the worst things you can have. And shit, we see that happening on many different fronts from many different sides. But a lot more can be said on this. But yeah, I think that's
it gets into political stuff, considering the movie itself is buried in political shit.
Yeah, exactly. Now, okay, before we close out, let me one more thing here. I'm going to pull up the the trailer. I did grab the trailer, so we're just gonna watch the trailer for the abomination that is the new one. So you could tell me which one you prefer.
Yeah, no, it definitely does bring into question if the government has a hand in this cookie jar of, wanting to take Animal Farm, something that would be positive towards revolting against a system that's been destroying itself and is becoming more and more corrupt, and just make its message really fucking stupid and a joke.
I mean, I'm not going to say you're on the wrong track here. I'm like, far be it from me
I get, like I said, it's tinfoil hat theory, but it does make you question.
Oh yes.
What Seth Rogen why he would want to write and direct this.
I should have cited Andy Serkis as the director, not Seth Rogen, but I think Seth Rogen did have a hand in writing. So I think he's a writer, but he's not the director. But I'm disappointed in Andy Serkis. I do want to emphasize, I like Andy Serkis. He was great as Golem. Now I am going to put the overlay back on just for copyright reasons. There's no subtitles on this, and there's no time. It's a trailer. If you want to watch this abomination of a trailer, go watch it yourself. Yeah. I will put a mask over it just so I'm not copyright struck by the owner here. But yeah, all right. Do you have it up?
Yeah, it's up.
All right.
All right,
So let's watch
see. Because I was thinking this was fully Seth Rogen from what you were telling me. I didn't look into this.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, I understand it. You'll see how bad could this trailer. Oh, I seen it. Oh, I see it. Oh, this will be my second time watching it. Oh man, it makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. I'm laughing because I'm laughing out of pure rage. And it's that bad. Anyway, all right. Starting this out of 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh boy.
So first up, we got talking animals. So that's Napoleon. So Seth Rogen is Napoleon.
Boy.
Yeah, the original character, the female pig is original.
I couldn't tell.
They had to put a romance in this. Oh god, and one of was a Valley Girl. Oh, that's right, this has trademark music, but that's okay.
Yeah. Bruh.
Yeah, Napoleon trying to cuss you to humans. Yeah, so that's the redesign of Whimper.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, so Whimper is basically like a this is like I guess Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, now he's doing like a.
Oh, this is gonna be ass. Of course, they're trying to set up an outside force as the evil thing.
Yeah. See, before in the original, Whimper is just taking advantage of Napoleon's greed. Here, Whimper is the cause of Napoleon's greed. Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, you can immediately tell, oh, wait, yeah, she's also probably based on Elon Musk. I mean, kind of obvious. Just gender bend Elon Musk is just kind of...
So making a joke, but also setting up a outside force as the reason for the downfall.
I like Pulp Surrection.
Starting
What
to
the
think
fuck
that they
am I
got their
watching?
hands in the cookie jar on that.
Yeah, so Pump says, what the fuck do I watch? See, I really wish I did watch that. Yeah, I know, you and everybody else. So the current downvote count on that trailer, and said, when that thing broke, everybody was like, Angel Studio, what the hell? So, for those wondering, Angel Studio has released some good movies over the years. So for example, they had Sound of Freedom, which is pretty good. I've watched it. It was one of the most profitable movies of, I think, 2023. It actually beat Indiana Jones in there, and that was okay. They do a lot of like more like religious movies and stuff like that, which not really my bag, but they make money. Their big one last year was they did David, the animated movie David, which I do want to watch, because by all accounts and reviews, despite it being like from the Bible, it's an accurate telling of the Bible story, but it's also historically accurate. Like all the clothing, the weapon designs, everything in there is actually period accurate. And they tell the story in a very compelling way. So with respect to the source material too. So we will at some point watch the David movie, which is from Angel Studio, which is the same people who did this. I don't know why, like this feels like a Netflix movie. And even Netflix passed on this apparently. So what were you thinking, Angel Studios agreeing to release this? This is so at current count, it has 1.3 thousand likes and has 18,000 dislikes. So it has over 10 times the dislike ratio on there. That's really bad. Actually, no, wait, sorry, that's from the Rotten Tomatoes one. That's not even the official. Hold on. The official has like 4,000 likes and 11,000 dislikes. So there you go, like 3 times dislike thing. But some people have posted the comments like they're threatening us with a countdown to this. Just because animals are in a book, it doesn't mean it's kid friendly.
Yeah.
This makes me want to sit on my TV and look at my couch. We got the Loraxification of Animal Farm. Coming next year, 1984, as a workplace comedy. It makes the Lorax look like a Vincent Van Gogh painting. Yeah, and so on. Yeah, so it's an abomination, and thankfully everyone recognizes that regardless of politics. But will we watch it for Byte Club Cinema? I don't know. It's just so obviously bad. I don't know if I want to watch. I don't know if I want to watch it. I don't know if I want to watch.
That doesn't look like it's going to be fun bad.
No,
it definitely interests me, the whole thing. Again, the fact that the Napoleon one, they're removing the head pig who would, was supposed to inspire everybody, the leader.
Yeah.
And just having them kind of unite, but also having Napoleon be quote unquote corrupted by an outside force.
Yeah, Napoleon's just a well-meaning guy. Yeah, so he means well. He's just listening to bad outsiders. Yeah, it's all the rich people's fault who are like whispering in his ear. It's not that he's a psycho. It's that he's just easily influenced. See, if we just got rid of the rich people, then Napoleon would have been completely fine. It's not anything to do with his innate greed or his innate lust for power. Hey, Chaos. Yeah, so completely changing the power structure, just lightening the whole thing. It's unnecessary humor, brand new characters that you can see the girl boss moments that they're going to be setting up. Oh my god, it's every bad trope. Oh yeah, pads, but that's okay. Now we're winding down, so it's every bad trope you could possibly put in. It's just the worst thing possible. My analogy was, it's as if you took Schindler's List, or I think he said Boy in the Striped Pajamas. It's like if you took those and made that into just a wacky buddy comedy movie with like no acknowledgement of the horror whatsoever. You just imagine like no animals are gonna die.
Strip away the meaning and shit, and just just leave it as just a buddy comedy.
Yeah, they simplify the conflict here. It's like, oh, this farmer's just gonna sell all the animals to the slaughterhouse. Like, that's not how it works, right? Farmers don't just randomly murder all of their animals one day. They pick and they choose and they cull. Like, culling is a selective, careful process. You don't just send everyone,
It's
including the
also that
babies.
they remove the build-up, the constant things that were going on that built to the revolution, and instead just made it one really big thing that had to happen for the revolution.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder, huh? Why?
Yeah.
It really, like, again, I know it's tinfoil hat theory, but considering how much it looks like they've twisted the narrative from the original, makes you wonder how much, like, the government or, you know, whatever had the hand in the cookie jar for this.
Oh, no, I agree. I think I fully agree with you that this is likely the motive behind it and the impetus behind it is propaganda. But in the opposite direction. Yeah, the 1954, it was produced by the CIA. We do have to acknowledge it. But even without that, it is still a good movie. It's a good film with a good message and an excellent lesson on the human condition and the corruption of power and what happens when evil people gain power.
Yeah, it's trying to discredit it with this comedy. And for kids who will go see it for the enjoyment, installs the wrong, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, and so I should mention, the live action one that I was referring to, 1999. 1999 was the TNT live action. We may watch that at some point, just so I can get also to do commentary. I'm going to hold off on the 1999 until Pip is better at some point down the road, and we'll watch that one. You can see the contrasts. I would say the pacing on the 1999 is a little bit better. One thing I forgot about with this anime one, I suppose my one criticism of the 1954, the pacing is a little slow. They focus a little much on the, like, funny or on the quirky animal motions with the animation. It's quaint. It's nice to look at, but it doesn't service the plot too much. So it does feel like filler in moments with that. That's really faint criticism there. I mean, it's still nice to look at, so I'll give it that. And they did put a lot of thought into the animation.
Dragged, so I'll give it credit on that.
Yeah, the 1999 is better paced. They do give you more story, and the animals actually talk, so you get more of the dialogue from the original book in the 1999 than you do in the 1954. So, man, so yeah, actually, I'm glad I watched the 1954 again. Seeing it again now as an adult was very nice. I encourage everyone to read the original book. Read the original Animal Farm if you haven't. Read 1984 if you haven't. Make sure you don't read the ebook versions. One of the other horrifying things that came out is you actually have a push right now as we speak to revise and edit 1984 for a quote-unquote modern audience. I'm not joking. They're actually trying that. They are actually editing the ebook versions of 1984 to change language in the book, which is exactly what George Orwell warned about in 1984. So,
yeah,
it's like they gave out themselves.
Because we're just changing some of the language, like, cool. So I'm sure nothing else would be edited. I'm sure, you know, considering you're working on making, you know, changing other things. So yeah, no, totally.
Okay, yeah. So I was right. So the female you see. She's not Whimper. So Mr. Whimper's also in the new movie, but she's Whimper's boss. So she's Mr. Whimper's boss. So that's how they're gonna frame it as the traitor, the guy who sought to take advantage of Napoleon's ambition. That he was really the true villain all along, which is just and apparently they put a new person in charge. So some piglet named Lucky, who's not in the book at all. And okay, they gender bended Snowball. So Snowball is now a female pig in the new one. So Snowball and Napoleon might be a couple. The moon shipped Snowball and Napoleon. Oh my god, that's so bad. Oh my god. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like,
so if they're setting up Lucky to be, you wouldn't think that they're trying to set. You wouldn't think they're trying to set up Napoleon to make a heroic comeback for the betterment of everybody. He saw the error of his ways.
Oh yeah, no, that's still, I mean, that's why he's listed as the main character. He's got thought, like, oh yeah, no, Napoleon's going to see the error of his ways, and he's going to lead the revolution and strike down, and then maybe he'll, like, defer to Lucky, so Lucky will be the leader, but Napoleon and Snowball will, like, retire as a couple, and, like, fully support Lucky in the revolution. So the whole lesson will be, like, the older generation, like Napoleon and Snowball, need to step out of the way for, like, the younger pigs like Lucky as they burn down the capitalist enterprise and stuff. So instead of, like, you know, evil people coming power as bad kids, it's like, hey kids, you know, adults will help you burn things down and then totally give you power. You should help them out. Like, so when adults tell you go burn things down, do it, and then we'll give you power. No, really, like, you can trust us kids. Like, it's literally grooming. Like, the new movie is literally grooming children into thinking that the adults will give them power if they rise and burn things down. Which is hilarious too, because right now, I don't know if you've heard, like, California is actually having a rash of warehouses being set on fire. You literally have people working in warehouses just setting them on fire randomly for basically no reason. And it's really stupid. Like, that seems to be like the new mind virus is, hey, I just want to set things on fire. I don't get it. It's just destruction for destruction's sake. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we had the first one over in California, Ontario, California, which was usually, that was Ontario, Canada. No, it's Ontario. There is an Ontario, California. He just had another one now, recently, I think today. But, like, even the workers at the warehouse, by the way, that said, like, oh no, the pay was great. Like, you know, I love working at the warehouse that just got burned down. The pay was awesome. The hours were great. The bosses were cool. It's just like this one chuckle fuck who just was, just got balled up his bass one day and just burned all day down with no regard for his coworkers at all. Like, the dude's just completely checked out. I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, like, that's what this movie's gonna do. It's gonna groom children into being firebugs under the impression that the adults will have the power. That's not how it works, kiddos. I'm sorry. Like, the adults who are telling you to fight the system fully intend to put you into labor camps once it's done. I will point you to the 1979 Iranian Revolution. After the revolution was done in 1979, you know what happened to all the college kids who backed the Iranian Revolution? They were executed. Like the Ayatollahs and the religious side, who were like the older adults, they murdered pretty much every college kid who supported the Iranian Revolution. Like, they all died. Like, it was brutal, and it was very much expected. So that's what happens. So please don't fall for this. But yeah, no, I think you're right, Evil, when you say this is propaganda. Totally agree. From whence does it come? I don't know. I'm really surprised from released by Evil Studios, because you would think they would know better. But I guess not. I don't know. But yeah, Netflix passed on this.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah, I guess the money had to be really good. I don't know. Oh boy. Let's see. So yeah, it came out apparently June of last year, like the film festivals and stuff. So yeah, May 1st. Please do not see the new Animal Farm. Bo's not here. Don't see the new one. Don't give me your money. Let it flop. Please, if you know that your movie theater is going to show it, call them and ask them not to show it. So normally I would say, hey, call up your local theater and ask them to show this movie. This is the opposite. Please ask him to boycott this abomination. This is an abomination. Is that
if you're curious to see it, go sail the high seas.
Yeah, but on the flip side, ask them to carry Digital Circus. There you go. Digital Circus is really awesome. And I'm really happy for Glitch and Gooseworks to get a theatrical release of Digital Circus episodes 8 and 9. That is so awesome. And I do want to, that's right, I haven't mentioned it. So, Digital Circus Glitch managed to get into movie theaters, and all they had to do was promise 2 weeks of exclusivity to the theaters. For context, the only other streaming services that could do that are Netflix and Amazon. Like, when Netflix and Amazon give their movies to movie theaters, they only give us like 2 weeks of exclusivity. Then they put on the streaming service. And that's what Glitch just negotiates, same terms. Apparently the movie theaters wanted more than 2 weeks, but Glitch instead got the same deal as Netflix. That's crazy. Whoever did negotiation for Glitch did an amazing job with that. An amazing digital circus job. There you go. Yeah, but kudos to Glitch. Kudos to Glitch for getting that kind of deal. I wish nothing but the best for him. They've already apparently sold record pre-sales for Fathom events. Sadly, I know my movie theater where I work, we will not be carrying it. We do not work with Fathom events. Not every theater does. Fathom events mainly works with Regal, Cinemark, AMC, like the big guys. We will probably not be having it because we don't work with Fathom, which is unfortunate. But hey, that's okay. I don't begrudge Glitch their success at all. It's a good series. I'm glad they're getting a really cool finale like that. If Glitch can break more into the movie market, like bring independent animation into movie theaters, I fully support that. Because, oh boy, do we need that. We movie theaters absolutely need not slop like Animal Farm, but actual independent animation that is creative, has a message. Even if I disagree with it, it will have a message and passion and genuine creative effort by it, unlike the slop. We need more of that. We need more digital circus in theaters and less Animal Farm remake in theaters. So, let's see. Oh, Punk says everyone in my workplace was complaining about Glitch. No. It's a good thing. It's hands down, it's a good thing. I mean, yes, I know people are worried about spoilers.
They're supporting indie artists and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, people say people worry about spoilers, but they don't see the bigger picture here. It's like the folks who wanted Netflix by Warner Brothers. That would have been awful. That would have actually terrible. The Netflix CEO is an enemy to movie theaters. He is sent as such. Paramount buying Warner Brothers helps movie theaters. If you support the concept of third spaces, you need movie theaters to stick around. Movie theaters are one of the last third spaces we have left in America. Libraries, movie theaters, that's about it. Malls are gone. Arcades are gone. For the most part, you still have I think Dave and Buster's and main events. I think they're still around. But most of the third spaces that I had as a kid are gone or dying. Movie theaters and libraries are two last ones left. And if the Netflix CEO won with Warner Brothers, movie theaters would have been in really bad shape. So, people need to think a little more broadly here, where they're not going to like what happens. So, Glitch getting into theaters is great, not only for Glitch, but also for the movie theater industry, because it's something people are passionate about, so they'll buy tickets to. And, given the slot we're looking at coming out this year, like Animal Farm, like Supergirl, like, oh boy, some of the other ones. I mean, Masters of the Universe looks okay, but it's probably going to flop, let's be fair. But I think Supergirl is definitely going to be a flop. There was something else too that's also looking really bad. The Mandalorian, the new Star Wars movie. I think that one does not look to do too well either. Movie theater does something to you where you just sit there and enjoy it. No phone, no talking piece. Yeah. So I support, so there you go. There's the two ends of the spectrum. On one hand, you've got art, actual art, digital circus in theaters. I think it's great. And then you have really just awful, generic, trope-filled slop, borderline propaganda and grooming, as I said. I'm using the word grooming a bit broadly, I know, but I think it's appropriate here. And you have that with the Animal Farm thing, which is it's such bad slop. I mean, it's slop not even the pigs of Animal Farm would eat. But it's an even that contrast here. I think that's a good one. All right. Any final thoughts for you, Diesel, before we close out?
Nah, I've said everything I want to.
Okay. Yeah, same here. But yeah, let us know in the comments below. What do you think of Animal Farm? What do you think of the Abomination of remake? What do you think of the original? Do you want us to do the 1999? Let me know. As said, I did invite Pip. She was unable to make it due to medical stuff. Totally understand. I hope she gets better soon and can join us again. We did really enjoy having her. I really liked doing Robin Hood with her. That was a lot of fun. And I hope I get to loop her into more Byte Club Cinemas here. But yeah, the 1999 we will do down the road when she's available. Next week, I think we're going to do Napoleon. Knock that one out. It's the Ridley Scott one. Since we did Waterloo, I want to finish off Napoleon. If I close that parentheses there, I will ask Sage, see if he is available for it. I'll have dentist earlier in the day, but that should be fine. It's not to be anything extreme, just a normal cleaning.
All right.
But yeah, that should be it. And yeah, Brian, no stream tomorrow or Thursday because I work. That's just as burned out. But yeah, Napoleon, let's go. Yeah, oh boy, it's gonna be a brutal time. It's yeah, I've been warned on it. We're gonna be tearing it apart, but it's okay. It's good to tear apart bad movies, especially that one. Okay. But yeah, another historical epic for you, Diesel. It's gonna be a bad one, just as a warning. I will also invite to, but she may not want to watch it because it's bad movie. She does not enjoy bad movies. All right, this is now. I'll probably not hear this. I'm not ending the stream, so this is the end of this. But this is not the end of the stream. I'm going to do some Strange Fake episodes now afterwards. So stream is going to keep going, but this is the end of the movie. So, all right, this is Dominic Bytes signing out. When next we meet, may your robot body be fully charged.
Dominic Bytes, you productive little devil.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream, Dominic Bytes. Hopefully everything works out for you, buddy.
Hey Dominic, how are you? Hi Dom, welcome.
Hey Dom, how's it going?
Hi Dominic.
Hi Dominic. Sorry guys, Dominic is you know, a friend of ours.
Hey Dominic Bytes, welcome. Welcome on by.
Hello Dominic, hello, how you doing?
This was made by one of the other staff members in the back, Dominic Bytes. You should check them out. You should hire them on your next session over here at Momo Maid Cafe.
Hi there. Hi, Dominic. Hi.
How's it going, Dominic? Welcome in. Mwah.
Yo, Dominic, how's your day going? Glad you can make it.
Dom! Hang on there!
Dominic Bytes, thank you. I appreciate the compliment, but it's just my programming doing its job.
Dominic Bytes. Oh, it's you.
It's almost as if you're trying to impress me with your endurance.